Hello YouTube, hello Facebook, hello the world overall. My name is Gavin, and here's what's on my mind. Sorry that the last couple of videos haven't really been, comedy or anything like that. Well, one of them was. But there's just been a lot of bullshit that's been happening the past couple of days, and it's just been really fucked up overall. We've had the chain murders of... We lost Christina on Friday. We had the Pulse Massacre. I'm calling it the Pulse Massacre because that's what the fuck it was. In Orlando yesterday morning. And it's just too much. It's too fucking much. And I actually got around to writing a vlog script today, so I'm gonna read that. But first, I'm gonna read something that I got from Katie Hogan, and from info@barackobama.com. And I'm not wearing a shirt today because it's fucking hot and I don't feel like recording with a goddamn shirt on in the fucking heat of the garage. So, there. Hat turned, hashtag. Anyways, that bullshit aside. It says, friend. This weekend, we saw the most deadly mass shooting in American history. Motivated by hate, fueled by the easy availability of deadly weapons. The tragic shooting in Orlando, which specifically targeted the LGBT community, is the latest example of the epidemic of gun violence in our country. No fucking shit. Love is love, and no act of hate will change that. Violence in our places of friendship and worship cannot become the status quo. Add your name to say you agree that doing nothing is not an acceptable decision. And you can actually visit this, the link that I'm going to add in the description below at https://my.barackobama.com/doing nothing is not acceptable well, no hyphen there. And it finishes up with thanks, Katie Hogan, Executive Director, for the organization of action. And then there's not really much going on there. Then from there, we move on to the script. I didn't get around to writing a script yesterday because in addition to me now looking like I'm constantly surprised at the world, in addition to all the weirdness that went on, we also had a bunch of different things happen, like at the house that needed to be taken care of, because even though, but that's not important. The title of it is The Pulse Massacre, Fueled by Hatred. And, I want to preface this by saying that I know a lot of potential information is missing, like, that connects a couple of the ideas, but as I was writing it, a bunch of fucking flies kept fucking dive bombing it. So, in my opinion, kill every fucking fly in the world, fuck the food chain, and everyone will just be a lot happier. Except maybe the flies, because they'll all be dead. Alright. The status, 50 dead, 53 injured. A whole lot of hurting is going on everywhere. And was this to be some kind of, and was it supposed to be some kind of final destination type message that the amount due to be paid to the Reaper is to be collected in one fashion or another? The very fact of this confuses me. Kevin James Loibel and Omar Mateen are not connected by any means, but their goals indirectly. Their goal was a mass casualty event, heretofore referred to as an MCE. When Kevin failed his, the universe thought to correct that mistake by having Omar carry out his. I use their names not to promote them, but because I'm not afraid. I am not going to hide my thoughts out of fear that I may be promoting their MCEs. I am using their names because to not do so would be to let them win. To let fear and paranoia take over what is what the terror shits want. To hide our anger and fury, to let our very freedom of speech be compromised by an abjectly horrific emotion that stakes a fight or flight switch in us. I choose not to give any shits about that kind of thing. I had to get all the angles down. All sides of the story. Both sides of the coin. His dad, his father, Omar's, went on camera and bravely stated that he did not condone his son's actions, that he was ashamed. Had he found out about Omar's plans, he would have put a stop to it. To get a perspective, let's start at the core of what we've been told thus far and what we can infer. Omar, a man naturally born in the U.S. by two Afghan parents who immigrated, was a security guard at a mall, bank, whatever. He had open access to guns, and apparently his license to carry concealed weapons was about to expire. Sometime between the moment he decided to plan this out and the actual carrying out of the massacre, he had mentally pledged himself to ISIS. On a side note, you have to wonder about the timing of this attack. No, actually, seriously, the country was and still is mourning the loss of Christina Grimmie, both a famous YouTuber and a Voice alum. And not 24 hours later, not even 24 hours later, the Pulse Massacre happened. The U.S. is at war with ISIS, and there are some theories out there that state that the military, I personally don't believe this bullshit, but who knows what our higher-ups are truly up to. Also, as I was writing this, the flies were getting fucking increasingly aggressive. Strange. But there are some theories out there that state that the military pulled this off to focus our attention on the war front, to slap our attentions squarely on the Middle East, gun control laws in the States, and the fact that we aren't even safe on our own soil. Again, the failed attempt at an MCE by Kevin and the one pulled off by Omar aren't connected by any means other than hatred for one facet of a person's lifestyle. Moving on from there, we've got to focus our attention not on the shooters themselves, but on the victims who we lost, or who have survived by sheer fucking luck. We've got to use the memory of those precious lost to improve how we as a society can prevent such matters from happening again. The hurt is still here. The pain, the shock, and the revelation will come about when they come about. For now, recovery, reclamation, and reinforcement are needed. As you all know, VidCon is quickly approaching, and many YouTubers know this is a huge deal. Many of the more obsessed fans know it as well. and many of the more psychotic ones may be planning something horrifying. But we've had enough pain and loss. Enough with the tolerance and excuses. No, enough of the enough tolerance and excuses made by those that might defend the actions of the perpetrators and or blame the victims for whatever reason they may. Enough of the intolerance, the shaming, the twisted, vile outbursts of the insane and delusional. What we must focus on, what we need to focus on, and what we must focus on is the protection of our friends, families, and loved ones. To take a more aggressive stance on situations we find a bit off, and to take action to hopefully prevent such matters and atrocities like the ones at the late Christina Grimmie's last performance and the horrifying tragedy that took place at Pulse. Thank you. And on a side note, I'm still hurting. I'm still in shock. I'm still, like I said, recovery, reclamation, and reinforcement are what's needed. And when I talk about the intolerance and excuses and the tolerance for all the idiots that think that just because a person believes a certain way or that they have a certain attraction to the same gender, or that they might be a certain gender but identify as something else. Enough of that. It's absolutely insane. Did you know? And I posted this in another video before the Great Reset. But did you know that in 2015 there were 360 mass casualty events for the 365 days of that year? And like I said in an earlier video, the spring on our collective sanity, not just in the US, but humanity as a whole, for whatever reason it may be, is tightening. And as we all know, clock springs, once they tighten, they have to uncoil. And so what I think is happening, because of either the stars alignment or a shift in magnetic poles or whatever fucking reason you want to call out for it, it's causing a select few of humanity's minds to just snap. And the fact that we have these MCEs, the fact that we lost in the last 2 weeks, actually, 53 people that were reported. We lost Muhammad Ali by natural means. We lost Christina Grimmie. And that fucktard Kevin Loibel. And then we lost 50 clubgoers that were a part of the LGBT community, and that asshat Omar Mateen. that's a topic for the next video I'm posting, actually. So, thank you for watching this far, if you watched this far at all. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Or don't. There are more important matters at stake here than subscriber numbers and hitting like buttons. I'm trying to space these out as much as I can. Get some entertaining shit in there. Keep things lighthearted. I know that fantails have been slow. A lot has happened these past couple of days, and it's just fucking messed up. Just so fucking messed up. Why? Just... why?